This is the men's room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
You're listening to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Say hello to our friends at 98.9 The Rock, Kansas City's rock station, and our friends at the legendary Rock 100.5 The Cat in Oklahoma City, and of course WAAF in Boston jumping on as well. Big show for you today. Your guess is as good as mine in categories breakups and food, and we do have the return of a positive drinking story, and basically just talking about how you being drunk at home is helping the economy as far as shopping is concerned.
Drink up.
That's it. In the meantime, it is our random question 844-999-OLA.
Random.
Hello, Wiley. Welcome to the men's room.
Random.
Liquor and whores.
Liquor and whores. Stand in there, Wiley.
Afternoon, guys.
How are you, sir?
Oh, not too much.
Let's see. And say good morning to our friends in Anchorage, Alaska. You can do that.
Been there,
can't you,
done
Wiley?
that.
Yeah. Well, oh boy, that's a rough morning sometimes, depending on how much you drank the night before.
Got a quick answer for you guys for that beer truck question you had earlier.
Yeah.
So the beer comes in on rail to huge distribution facilities, and then it gets transloaded onto trucks, and the trucks take it to the smaller local facilities for regional areas.
Yeah, a lot of comments came in explaining that to us.
Like, you dumbasses.
That was the general tone. People were being delicate, but when you read it out loud, you're like, they think we're stupid.
All right, this is going to be fun for me. Not that I didn't really appreciate school, but sometimes it was harder than others. Who was the worst teacher that you ever had, and why? Who was the worst teacher you ever had?
Oh, geez.
We should celebrate the better teachers, don't get me wrong, but in this instance, we have to ask you, who's the worst teacher you ever had?
As individuals,
based on the story.
But as individuals, I think we all celebrate the teachers we appreciate.
Absolutely.
Right? Everyone can name the one or two that made a difference and whatever. But, yeah, a lot of them really, most of them are just kind of mundane. You kind of forget. But there are a few that I hated passionately.
Some people did really well in school. I just wasn't one of those people, and I struggled academically.
You don't say.
Yes, it's true.
I am stunned by this.
This is all true.
Let me put on my fainting face.
Now, you wouldn't believe this either, but the West Virginia public school system, they did the best they could, okay? But every time I see Sarah Huckabee Sanders,
yeah.
It just reminds me why I hated school. Like,
looks like 80% of the teachers
that I ever had, like, that was her. Like, dressed like she was Amish or Puritan or whatever,
right.
Just nasty and slapping a ruler on your hand, you know what I mean? Just mean. Sarah Huckabee, you know, that's what so every time a press conference comes on, I'm like, oh God, I get that sick feeling.
I feel like I'm in trouble.
Yeah, I really do. Like, I feel like I'm going to get C-. So, who was the worst teacher you ever had?
Oh, it'd have to be in middle school. It was an English teacher I had. She just, you couldn't understand a single word she said, let alone the curriculum that she was trying to teach us.
Which was English?
She had these oddball tests that she'd do that made absolutely no sense.
Was she like older and losing her mind or what?
That's what I thought. I couldn't stand that class. I tried everything to get out of that class. I begged my parents. They wouldn't change my classes.
So in your case, it's not that she was like mean or anything. It's that just as a teacher, she was not a good teacher.
No, she wasn't. She was out of it.
All right.
See, I loved people like that.
Because you can take advantage of it.
Yeah, and I know that's bad, and that's not what you want to encourage the kids. Well, like you, Miles, I hated being in school because I just didn't enjoy school. But beyond that, if you had a flaky teacher like that, I'm like, man, listen, to me, that's the best possible. If you have to sit through this crap, I always wanted a teacher like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, look,
I'm trying to think of a bad teacher. Like, I guess I had one like in 5th grade. But she was just mean. I didn't like her.
I
had very tough teachers in high school, but as an adult, it's hard to look back and say they were bad teachers. They were just tough.
I had, there's 2 teachers I remember.
Tough, I don't mind.
Yeah, well, but when you're a teenager going through it, you don't really know that.
But there's a reason why the tuck is you suck as a teen, right? We know that now. But I had a woman when I was in upstate New York, and I don't know, Miss McNally, straight up racist, hated black people. I'm the one black kid in her class. Things got ugly. One of the other students threw a tomato at her.
What do you mean things got ugly? How did they get it? What happened?
She doesn't like black people. I'm the only black kid in the class.
I know. So what did she do?
It's ugly.
All right.
Oh, dude, you can sing it. It doesn't matter what you do. You're not going to pass. Just constantly,
okay,
right?
So I thought you said something.
Was what it was. Oh, no. Well, I had some choice words for it at a point. But during one class, this tomato smashes onto the blackboard right next to her. The person who threw it was trying to hit her, but it landed right next to her. And he seeds blowing her hair and all this stuff. So she turns around, and obviously she's upset. And tomatoes dripping down the blackboard. And she is screaming at the class, wanting to know who did it. And no one rolled on anybody. At least in junior, it's amazing. No one ever rolled on anyone. So no one said anything. Then it's the entire class will be held responsible, in which case safety in numbers. Nobody cared. You know, what are you going to, we're in 7th grade. We're not going to jail. We don't care, right? The principal, so she leaves the class in tears. You know, she's very upset. And then the principal comes in, and he tries to do the deep threat, you know, whoever it is, that's responsible. And again, nobody says anything. It's like, and everyone knows exactly who did it. Very cool chick. And we're like, just whatever. So we kind of got in trouble. But in the end, the teacher tried to put it on me. She tried to put it on me. And even, but she got called out. My father had an idea of what her disposition was. So my father was like, well, why would you think that he would throw a tomato at you? What have you done that my son would feel the need? Then she had nothing to say, and things got a little better. He's like, okay, I see.
If my son were to throw a tomato at you, it wouldn't have hit the blackboard. It would have hit you.
Yeah, I didn't like that bitch at all.
The reason we asked worst teacher you ever had, a Florida middle school teacher has been removed from the classroom while the school district investigates a Huffington Post report that she hosts a white supremacist podcast.
Oh, it may have been her.
Diana Voltic teaches social studies at the Citrus County Schools District Crystal River Middle School and also hosts the Unapologetic podcast as the lovely Dania Delichov. The report includes a 16-minute excerpt from a podcast on which she talks about her white nationalist views. We have to take these institutions back. Children are very important. The communists always knew that. They always wanted the minds of the children. That's the future. So if we can have more teachers in those positions, that would be great. And I do hear from teachers all the time, people who are closet red ice listeners that support what we do. And I think it's fantastic. We need to do a lot more of that.
I'm also upset my teacher wasn't around in the days of podcasts, because this would have been right up her alley. Like, there you go, Ms. McNally.
The website, angrywhitemen.org. Angrywhitemen.org. Do we have any idea about this?
I'm sure Ted does.
Angrywhitemen.org.
Angrywhitemen.org.
My dad's probably a member.
I was going to say, Ted, didn't you register the domain?
Yeah.
Angrywhitemen.org. On the podcast, whatever. Not a good teacher. That's all you need to know. All right, a question, 844-999-OLA.
Random.
To be fair, Miles, she might be a fantastic teacher. Hello, Josh. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola!
Hola! Daddy, Josh.
Oh, not much. How about you guys?
Doing all right, man. Josh, you should be pretty good at this one. When did you just get seriously shot down asking someone out?
Every Friday night.
Every Friday night. What's the best one?
It would have to be in high school, and it was a girl that I really liked, and I thought she liked me too. We were hanging out, and I just kind of assumed that she was going to say yes, and I had all my friends and her friends thinking that. And, they all thought we were going to go to the dance together. Needless to say, I ended up not going to the dance with her.
Okay, all right.
But how did she shoot you down?
Oh, well, she told me no in front of all my buddies, which was something that, it wasn't like a big dramatic thing, but, everybody thought she was going to say yes, so it was pretty embarrassing.
Okay, yeah.
Was it a hell no, a no thank you, no?
It was pretty much a hell no. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Okay, that changes everything.
In the future, don't go around bragging about what you're about ready to do if you haven't done it yet. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you see that no girl at work? I'm going to take her out. I'm telling everybody I know. Like, that's not probably a good idea. I don't think that's a good idea. Don't do that.
Like having your MVP speech ready before the Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
And then not winning.
No, an MVP speech. Tom Brady. Right?
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right there in the notebook. You don't do that. That's why you're like, this guy hasn't missed a field goal in 49
shut
years.
up.
He's got a 13-foot chip shot here. That'll never go wrong.
Oh, it happens every time. This is the most durable player in the NFL. He's played 12 seasons. Oh, my God, his leg is snapped in 4 pieces.
My favorite one was...
I got to say, for the record, Tom Brady was the MVP of the league.
Oh, yeah.
But I thought his speech was the Super Bowl.
But the night before, they give out the awards.
Oh, so you think that was the
on
old
Friday,
speech.
he got photographed having a speech ready for the MVP award.
I take it back, Tom Brady.
Whatever. Take your 9 rings. I know it. Jesus. Yeah, exactly.
So I was like, I'm pretty sure he still won the MVP.
Junior,
he got so many rings, he'll start wearing them on his penis.
Junior high, I knew this girl, and we were good friends, and I thought, well, I never really thought about asking her to the prom, But apparently she thought that I was going to ask her to the prom. So I just walked up to her and I was like, hey, man. And she's like, I know what you're going to ask. I just want you to know that if Jason doesn't go with me, then I'll go with you.
Cool. Sloppy seconds.
And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Right.
And she's like, are you going to ask me to the prom? I'm like, oh, God, no. Well, no, God. Oh, wow. And then I'm like, oh, man. Like, really? Okay. All right. That was weird.
Was she ugly?
No, but it was just the whole idea of like, first of all, I wasn't going to ask you to prom. Second of all, and then on the backup,
Backup plan, yeah.
Right, even if that didn't go through.
You're the body double.
Like somehow I just kept stepping in it. You know what I mean? All I wanted to do was like say, can I steal your homework? Can I copy it? You know, just something stupid.
I wasn't going to ask you to the prom. I was going to plagiarize.
Right, exactly. Come on.
Just want to cheat.
I thought you'd take really good notes. When did you get shot down asking someone out? Here's a great story. A guy was drunk at a bar in Athens, Georgia last week, and he's hitting on a girl. Then he tried to kiss her. And she wanted nothing to do with him. And her friend said, hey, you know what? Could you get away from the table? So apparently he tried to save face by making a badass exit, and he backflipped off the booth above them and over the table. Oh. Unfortunately, he was drunk, and it's not clear if he's actually able to do a backflip sober. So he crashed through their table and also took a knee into one of the women's heads, knocking her completely out. Oh. She was taken to the hospital. It sounds like she got a concussion. He flew the hell out of there. They're still trying to track down who he is. He has not been caught yet. He just but he wanted to make a cool exit. So he backflipped, and basically when he did, he just took a knee and knocked a woman out of the table.
That gets the girls every time.
Yeah, you better know if you can land a backflip.
In public.
But that's the beauty of being drunk. Mm-hmm. I'm going to stay under the table and backflip off.
But I don't know. You ever seen when people try and they just like go flat on their face?
Yeah. That's not how I normally stay.
Random question, 844-999. Ola, more of your calls coming up. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
Ola Bichola, you have entered the men's room.
Still to come, your guess is as good as mine. The categories will be breakups and food. We'll do that right after emails from the men's room at mensroomlive.com. In the meantime, it is our random question, 844-999. Ola. Jesus Christ.
Hello, Matt. Welcome to the men's room.
Afternoon, boys.
Hola.
All right, Matt, what do we got? What are you doing? Are you running a wind tunnel?
No, sorry. It's truck and driving. I apologize.
All right, it's okay. Let's see here.
Glad you're keeping it safe on the streets.
I'm hands-free, buddy.
Okay.
No, he means from the steering wheel.
Since you're driving, let's go with this one. What did you break or ruin almost immediately when you got it? Almost immediately.
That's a tough one. I saw a friend of mine talk about how she's dropped her cell phone, replaced cell phones like 7 to 10 times in the last 6 years, and I've never done that. But I would have to say sports equipment. I ordered a batch of hockey sticks one year where you get like 10 of them, and it wasn't my fault. But this is back in the 90s when they were still wood sticks. And I got a batch that had dry rot in the middle of them. And literally during warm-ups before a game, I go to take a slap shot, and the stick just absolutely shattered. And
oh no!
And he's gone.
Oh man, yeah. Some people say that you just can't have nice things.
Can't have nice things.
My dad is one of those people. He cannot have nice things. He breaks everything he has. The reason we asked the question, what did you break or ruin almost immediately? There's a guy down in Australia, 37-year-old guy from Yallambee in Australia. Any idea, Ted? No. He bought a Porsche on Saturday morning, and what's the first thing you do, I guess, when you get a new Porsche?
Speed.
That's it. You let it rip and see what the thing can do. Unfortunately for him, he was almost immediately pulled over for doing over 60 miles an hour in a 25-mile-per-hour zone. So the cops just don't give you a ticket in that sense. They impound your car after he'd had it for a grand total of 10 minutes.
That is impressive.
Yep. He faces speeding charges. But he's not allowed to get his new car out of the impound lot for 30 days. And when he does, he has to pay a pretty hefty fee.
I mean, are you better driving 120 on the highway or going 60 in a 25-mile-an-hour zone?
I don't know. That's an idiot.
Yep. Hello, Anders. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
What's that in there, Anders?
Yeah, just sitting on the side of the road, taking my break.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Part of the chain gang.
All right. And let's go with this one here. Maybe you never thought about this, but do you have a bedtime routine? You got something you do every night? What's your bedtime routine?
Oh, man. So, it starts out with a glass of milk. And then
every night?
I tend to pull up. Every night I have a glass of milk.
Wait, how far out from the time you actually go to bed? Is this 10 minutes before, 5 minutes before? When do you start your preparation?
Oh, this starts probably about 45 minutes before I even think about hitting the sheets.
Okay, so you're getting your fart juices in.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Then what happens?
Well, generally I have a slice of Swiss cheese with that and maybe a couple pieces of ham.
All right.
And that just about wraps up my nightly routine besides some Netflix.
So it's just a glass of milk, 2 slices of ham, a slice of Swiss cheese. You wash it all down with your milk, watch some Netflix, and then off to bed.
And then it's off to bed.
So that's your snack.
Like, how did you get into ham and Swiss as a snack before bed?
Well, I have no idea. I guess I just hit the pipe a little too much, and then.
No bread, never like a ham and Swiss sandwich, or like maybe a ham and Swiss on a cracker.
No, I feel him on this. If I'm stoned and I know I'm going to bed soon, I would do the same thing. You grab stuff out of the bag, just shovel it in your mouth. Like, I'm not making a sandwich.
You're not gonna make a whole sandwich.
I just, although this is honest to God truth, a listener was kind enough to bring me a full box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch last week, all right?
Yep.
Actually, 2 boxes. The kids know nothing about it, so they go to bed, I get stoned, and I had forgotten that I had them. I go upstairs, and I'm poking around for something. I see the Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and it's like the angels wept, right? And so I pour this huge mixing bowl, and basically, long story short, 2 big mixing bowls of a box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch is a box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I had no guilt about it, did not care. Delicious meal. I'm watching some bad TV. The problem is being lactose intolerant, all right? And keep in mind, it's been a while since I've eaten just a huge bowl of because if it's not Cinnamon Toast Crunch, I'm probably not eating cereal, all right? So I forgot how bad it was for me. Man, it took maybe 15 minutes, and it's just
15 minutes.
Dude, and I'm like, oh, no. Because keep in mind, I ate a box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, finished the milk, and that night, man, my gut hurt so bad. I had to get up 3 times in the middle of the night just to take a dump. It was awful, and guess what? I will do it again because there's another box waiting for me.
Now, a mixing bowl. That's a large amount of milk.
Well, it is. Well, dude, I knew I was going to eat the bowl. Like, I knew when I opened the box, I knew this box is going. Well, I poured the first mixing bowl for it, and I realized that's more than half the box. You might as well just finish the whole thing tonight. And I did.
Do you now you said you watch Netflix. Do you watch the show to completion? Do you fall asleep watching television? Is there a TV in your bedroom? Do you watch TV in the living room? How do you do that?
Well, I'll start in the living room. Once it starts getting close, probably about 20 minutes till I'm about to hit the sheets, I'll migrate to the bedroom and flip the TV on in there and continue watching the show until it's over.
All right. And then you turn the TV off.
TV off, fan on, go to bed.
Okay. Do you brush your teeth before you go to bed? I only ask because I have to think that after you eat cheese and all the weird enzymes, like bad breath germs, right. Like you have a mouth, the bad breath germs are like, dude, this is like going. This is the Baconator. This is like going to Wendy's and get whatever you want on the menu.
I'm going to say most of the time you don't.
No, got to brush my teeth. Got to do that right after.
Okay, I just wanted to know, man.
I read a whole study about millennials brushing their teeth once a day.
Once a day.
Once a day.
That's not going to cut it. My teeth, I can't afford anymore.
Nobody can. Okay, all right. And then you go to bed and you're perfectly good. How many hours a night do you sleep? 6, 7, something like that?
Yeah, I try to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep.
Really?
Generally, I'm in bed probably about 9:30 or so, since I have to be up early every day.
Good for you.
What time do you have to get up?
Probably about 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Okay.
I'm no good with that.
What do you do for a living?
I deliver appliances.
All right. I had one breakdown today. Let's see. The reason we asked you to have a bedtime routine, people do have bedtime routines. A lot of them are different. It seems like everybody has one.
It just
most of the
time.
Like
as a smoker, I know the last thing I'm going to do is smoke a cigarette before I climb into bed.
Yeah.
It's just the farewell to the day cigarette, and that's it.
I need to take a Metamucil before I go to bed, or I'm going to have a rough morning. So I have to do that. But the weird thing
Old man Montgomery.
But I won't drag myself up to bed. Like, I know you don't have a television in your bedroom.
Correct.
So I watch
for
TV.
fear of never leaving said room.
Yeah, I watch TV in my living room for the most part, but it's not uncommon for me to fall asleep on the couch and not make it up to the bedroom until like 2 or 3 in the morning. Or sometimes I just never even make it upstairs with the TV on the entire time. Now, my wife, she has to have the sleep timer on. So she'll start watching her show, but then she has sleep timers so that she'll set it for like 90 minutes so the TV has to shut down.
Yeah.
So she'll watch it, but then it's going to turn off. In my world, the thing can be on the entire time.
It's off when you turn it off.
Right, exactly. Like, I don't think I have a very good structure as far as I try to go to bed early, and I do go to bed early, but they say...
I try to stay... Like, I'll sit in my living room, even if I'm not tired. Like, sometimes, honestly, I'll stay up till 1:30, whatever. But I'll just sit in my living room, watch the TV, and then finally be like, all right, I'm tired.
I'll flip through. There's nothing else on.
I usually go to bed, between 1 and 2, like on average, and then up by 7. That's just, the kids force that. For up to me, that would not be the case, but 5 or 6 hours of sleep a day, and it's fine for me.
2 sleep experts recently came up with a 6-step routine that takes about 30 minutes. That's how long they say you need to relax and mentally prepare for bed. Here are the 6 tips, which take about 5 minutes each. They say, number 1, 30 minutes out before going to bed, make a to-do list for the next day. Just jot down a couple things so you don't lie in bed thinking about all the crap that you need to do tomorrow. However, whenever I make a list, I keep reminding myself of all the things I need to add to it, and my mind keeps spinning that way anyway. So, like, I can't just write down everything I need grocery-wise. I'll be like, oh, yeah, aluminum foil. And then I'll write that down later.
That's weird. I don't know. I don't know if this is good or bad. I very, very seldom go to bed worried about anything the next day. Like, somehow tomorrow doesn't cross my mind. I'm like thinking of a Meow Mix commercial. But when I wake up in the morning, the first thought in my head is everything I need to do today.
They say 25 minutes before bed, stop using all electronics. That includes your phone, your computer, the television. The blue light, they say, it tricks your body into staying awake because your brain thinks it's daylight. 20 minutes before bed.
Stupid brain.
Brush your damn teeth. It's also the best time to take makeup off, wash your face. Doing it right before bed, that might wake you up. Now, 15 minutes before bed, they say, take a quick shower.
Oh, nice. I love a nighttime shower.
Make sure it's a hot-ass shower.
All right.
Now, 10 minutes before bed, use the bathroom. Recent study found 42% of people don't get enough sleep because they get up in the middle of the night to go pee. And then 5 minutes before bed, stop talking, get your ass naked, brain starts to wind down, jump in bed, and your body should be ready to go to sleep. That's what they say.
Do you prepare water? I always have to fill up a giant glass of water and put it next to my bed before I
I don't.
A lot of people
should.
do, but yeah, I don't really.
But I hate it when you wake up and you're thirsty. God, I need that cup there, man.
Well, if you stop eating all that ham, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just thinking, like, the salty ham. You know, salty ham and squares. Like, I'd be laying in bed like, it's like, I'll just eat all this sushi. You know what I mean? And then not have anything to drink. Just hope to God that I stay hydrated somehow.
Random.
Hello, Nathan. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
All right, Nathan. When should you have taken the advice and listened to the warning signs there?
Probably with my first ex.
Your first ex. What were the warning signs?
The fact that we met at Job Corps.
All right. Why is that bad necessarily?
Because no one has a job.
Okay. Well, but you're working toward one. I mean, there's a lot of times in life where you're still having sex, right?
I mean, at the time, yeah.
Okay. All right. And what was so other than that? What were some of the other warning signs?
Just the fact that she was kind of controlling and that kind of thing.
Okay. And how long did you end up together?
Almost a year and a half.
So no one said, hey, man, don't do this. This was all just your own intuition. It wasn't like a bunch of people said, hey, I'm not sure about this. No one's ever going to do that.
It wasn't like people were telling me not to. It was more of subtle hints like this is probably not a good idea.
All right.
Is that a subtle hint? Hey, man, that's not a good idea.
Just met your girlfriend. She's nuts. I'd stop it right now. Break up with her. Save money.
How do you say that? But
Thanks,
you would say
friend.
stuff like, are you sure,
Are you sure she's the one?
Yeah.
Are you sure she's Miss October?
The problem, man, you have to be so careful. And we've all said this before. A buddy of mine dated a chick for a while, and she was nice enough. Really did not have a problem with her, but they were together for a while, very intense couple. They break up, they get back together, they break up. But the second time they break up, he's like, man, I can't do it anymore. He throws in the towel. And so we take him out drinking, and of course, I go on and start roasting this chick. But the one thing about it, she had real big gums with teeny tiny teeth. So I kept saying, man, I can't believe you even had to kiss that mouth. But all that time kissing with those weird little chiclet teeth, blah, blah, blah. And everyone's looking at me. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, man, we got back together. I'm like,
ooh. You must do something about gum control.
Well, that's she have gingivitis. There's just no way out of that.
Well, it's definitely tougher with romantic relationships.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And some people you could tell they ain't going to listen either way. But it's easier, like, I don't know, people moving or this or that. You know what I mean? Like, I just would be like, well, I might, move here or move there. Like, that's fine, but you're not going to see any of these people again.
Right.
Like, if you want to move there, it's your life, but just know the cutoff is going to happen.
When should you take in the advice there? Listen to the warning signs. As you know, every other day, a nor'easter decides to smack into the northeastern coast of the United States.
You call it a nor'easter. It doesn't know where else to go.
But normally there's like 1 or 2, not like 9. A driver in New Jersey made a fatal mistake when he ignored the road closed barricade signs, and he decided to drive on a shut-down road. The reason the road was shut down was because there were live electrical lines and wires that were down by the nor'easter. As 6 ABC in Philly reports, the driver's SUV and the SUV erupted into flames at about 9 a.m. when the vehicle hit the live wires. In fact, the inferno was so bad, the driver and the vehicle have not been positively identified as of the last report. So they have an idea what they believe the model of the car to be.
Yeah, I mean,
they don't know the color of the car.
Well, that in black now.
Yeah, right. And then they can't figure out who the guy is inside, but they will.
That is,
he's the guy who ignored the warning signs with the live wires in the road.
Well, he probably just saw road closed and was like, it doesn't look that bad. I'll go down there.
Doesn't look that bad. I'm tired of this S, because everywhere you go right now, obviously, if you live in the Northeast, it sucks everywhere. Yep. So I'm saying, this road's closed. But I do think, man, there's just different levels that you should put on signs, right? So you can say road closed for construction. They'll tell you that, right? Road closed for construction, no problem. I can live with it. But road closed because there are live wires across the road, right? No one's going to ignore that.
Look, we had a fire
If you say road closed because there's a pack of wolves.
You're right, but it also does say, hey, road's closed.
It does say road closed, Ted, I know. But you know how people are, right? It's like saying, hey, you broke the law, okay? You broke the law. Now, in some states, that could mean you had sex in a position that was not missionary. It could also be murder. So I just feel like with these, kind of like, this is like felony road closed. This is bad. You really, 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 really don't want to go down this road.
I say you got road closed signs. If people choose to disobey them, it's on them.
Head chef was in here with Ted's Meat and Potatoes last time we did it. The alarm was going off. It was telling us to evacuate the building, not because it was a drill. It was telling us to evacuate the building because there was a fire.
It was on fire.
On floor 20.
Sure.
Yeah.
And we sat here and we did not move and we did not budge and we did not heed any of the signs, and it said you have to evacuate to the point where they shut down the elevator system, as they should. Normally they don't shut down the elevator system in the building when they put off an alarm because most of the time it's associated with a drill. So in the times where the alarms have gone off before, the elevators still work because it is in fact a drill. Mm-hmm. This time the elevators were shut down because the 20th floor was on fire.
Yeah.
So this was a completely different scenario, and none of us moved. We just sat here and said, well, if the flames come down here, then maybe we'll leave.
I think that's fair. Like, we're not on the 20th floor.
It's kind of like
it
the guy
sucks for them.
driving by the sign in a weird kind of way.
Yeah, but I was ready to leave.
No, Ted was
you were
definitely
ready. Yeah, you were not.
Ted, I was like, it's a goddamn fire alarm. Let's go.
You're the most uncomfortable out of the group. I think
right.
you were the one who wanted to get
ignoring blatant advice.
Right, exactly. Like this guy who died.
Right. What happened to him again?
He's dead. That's what I'm saying.
One more time?
He's dead.
Dead.
He's dead.
Dead.
That's exactly right.
But if it's but hey, here's the difference. All right, if they said our floor was on fire, I'd be like, let's go. But it was a different floor. I'm like,
you could smell the smoke.
A little smoke in the
happen. That's not going to hurt anybody.
You can smell the smoke.
Coming up, your guess is as good as mine. The categories today will be breakups and food. We'll do that right before we drink and toast with a shot of the day and more of the random question coming up. 844-999-OLA. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
We return to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Coming up, a positive drinking story gets hammered and goes shopping. We'll do that, ironically enough, before we drink and toast with the shot of the day. In the meantime, it is a random question, 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Spencer. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hello.
Hola. Hello, Spencer.
How's it going?
Doing good, man. How are you?
Good, man. Good.
Let's see here, Spencer. Who in your life would you say has been a little bit creepy or just in general just kind of creeped you out? Whatever their disposition was, maybe it was a neighbor, maybe it was a teacher, somebody, and I don't know.
Maybe it was Miles' old neighbor named Sam.
Yeah, that's one for sure.
Creepy.
Or maybe you're the creepy one. If you can't think of anyone creepy, you are the creepy person.
Let's see. I got this new neighbor now.
Uh-oh.
This guy's like, I don't know. He's like Cousin Eddie from National Lampoon. He sticks his head over the fence one day with a Marlboro 100 hanging out of his mouth and a tall boy, and just starts chirping the breeze with me about this just randomness.
Okay.
I don't know. There's definitely something going on over there, and I don't really want to find out what.
What would you be least surprised to find out he's up to? Like if the cops said, hey, I don't know, your neighbor eats cats, he has bodies in the backyard, he's making meth. Like, what's the thing where you'd be like, yeah, I could see that?
Well, meth wouldn't surprise me.
See, immediately when you said it, I was like, this guy might be on the level. You never know. Like a Marlboro 100 and a tall boy. I'm like, all right, well, he's probably just a regular guy, right? Or no, Ted's looking at me like, no, he's more complex than that.
Wow, I'm just saying, it's coming from a guy that smokes and drinks tall boy.
Right. Yeah. It's
like me being like the weird neighbor drinks Miller Lite and likes pizza. Like, he's fine.
Right, exactly. He's a good guy.
No, it's definitely not anything light. It's definitely something with ice in the
I will say, though, the 100 cigarette is a different kind of smoker. They stand apart.
In what way?
I don't know.
Commitment?
Like, to me, there's smokers, right? There's run-of-the-mill smokers. Whether you smoke regulars, menthols, then there's the guy that smokes the hundreds, and then there's guy that never takes it out of his mouth. It just kind of hangs there.
Mm-hmm. And he can ash it with his lips.
Like, I watched a guy the other day walking up a very steep hill, smoking while walking, and it never left his mouth. And I was like, impressive, or he's close to death.
Yeah.
I did that last week because it was particularly cold. I did not want to take my hands on my... But that was it. But you're right. In the summertime, there's guys that will have a full conversation with you. The cigarette never leaves their mouth, and it only ashes when they want it to. Because you keep waiting for that ash to break off. You know what I mean? And I don't know what they do, but they'll turn their head to the side, and the ash breaks off. You're like,
look,
damn.
100 cigarettes.
All of them kind of talk like this, too.
I am thoroughly convinced that 100s are the only product where the company gives you more at the exact same price. And the majority of people who buy that product don't want more of the product at the exact same price.
But it tastes a little different. And that's
little different.
It tastes a little different where it's like, look, I can get a large pizza. And I say, for the same price. You think a Marlboro Red 100 tastes different than a regular Red? Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah. And it's not that it tastes bad, but I mean, if you're a smoker, you know this to be true. You are so loyal. You're probably more loyal to your brand of cigarettes. You'll accept a free one from anyone in need. But you're more loyal to your brand of cigarettes than you are any other product I can think of. Like, if I want Tide to wash my clothes, which generally what I buy just because it's what I know, but if they said, hey, man, we're sold out of Tide, I'll buy Gain. I'm not going to go to another store to look for it. If you don't have Marlboro Reds, I'm not buying cigarettes from you.
What about Camel Wides?
They just felt weird in your mouth.
Okay. But that's the thing. Like,
they
will give you more tobacco at the exact same price. Most people don't choose to buy that.
No, but I'm telling you, they all taste it. Even when you smoked Marlboro Lights, all right? Yeah. Every once in a while, you'd get the 100s, and it was always because they gave you the wrong thing.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Out of them or whatever.
But even when I bum one from you, I'm like, I know what a Marlboro Light tastes like. This almost tastes like a Marlboro Light, but it's just not the same. And I don't know what it is with cigarettes, man. I mean, you're killing yourself, but you are loyal to your personal murderer.
Like his neighbor, to me, when you buy 100 cigarettes, like they come with tall boys.
They almost
you don't drink a 12-ounce can. You're drinking a 100 cigarette or smoking, right? Like, you're doing everything just a little bit more.
I want a little extra with everything I do.
Or you go, I never finished one, so I get the hundreds. I used to know a guy that did that.
Okay.
Most of the people that I knew who smoked 100s were female.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. Like Reds. I'm just like, they got the time, I guess. I don't know. I never had the time.
Hola! The shenanigans continue on the Men's Room Radio Network.